Red wine has been delivered to the International Space Station, but not a single drop can be consumed. Dozens of bottles of Bordeaux have travelled to outer space as part of research into how the food and drinks industry will cope with climate change.
It is terrain which tells the story of Bordeaux's most famous export. This year's harvest is over now, but grapes which grew in this region of France will have produced wine destined for a global market. Bottles will have been ferried to shops, homes and a few placed in this rocket bound for the International Space Station. But have no fear about astronauts drinking on the job. The wine is strictly off limits, sent upwards in the name of science only.
Power nominal.
So these are the canisters that's like this that have gone to space?
Absolutely.
It was here at the Bordeaux Scientific Institute of Vine and Wine that the bottles were packed in special containers ready for the mission. 12 sent upwards for a year and 12 left to age on Earth for comparison. Researchers will study how space affects the wine's composition and flavour in the hope of gaining new insights for the food and drinks industry.
At the beginning, we were not thinking this project was serious, but in fact we took these opportunities that considering the stay of the wine on this international station, it is a possibility of studying the impact of microgravity, of the solar radiation onto the evolution of the wine component.
Winemaking is a complex process which uses both yeast and bacteria and involves chemical processes, making it good for space study, according to the European startup behind the operation. The launch is the first of 6 space missions planned by the company, including sending vines to the ISS. The research could help inform efforts to breed hardier plants that adapt to climate change or fight off disease.
What we really want is to really expose a number of living organisms to the specific condition of space and bring them back. So you imagine that the spectrum of what we expect is going to be going from being botanist, bringing back interesting new evolutions of life in space that could allow us to get more resilient plants to a specific parasite that are going to grow with climate change.
Getting Bordeaux bottles into space builds on the rich history of wine in the region going back centuries. At this cultural centre, they track the evolution of the product down the decades, from early exports to the modern day. And the ISS mission is certain to take pride of place here at some point, the treasured beverage helping with science.